Better make this count. It'll probably be a while before I get to do this again. I just want to celebrate another game they're winning. I just want to celebrate. Sens win 5-2 over the Detroit Red Wings. How are the young guys now? I finally did it. I scored again. Quit taking penalties. The Sens are gonna blow this game. Way to tie up the stick in front. Not. Well done. Just well done. You better believe we're gonna be having a penalty chat at the end of this one. What a time to be alive! What a long and brutal season that was. This team, man! So I finally decide to start embrace losing, and this team wins! This is exactly why I don't gamble. Let's be honest though, if the Sens were going to win a game, this would be it. Detroit isn't a great team, and they were coming to Ottawa on the second night of a back-to-back. And it definitely showed too, as the Sens were absolutely flying right from puck drop on Armed Forces Night. I'm not a huge fan of doing pregame ceremonies before 7:30 games because the games start way too late and then finish way later than they should. But honestly, Armed Forces Nights is one of my favorite nights the Sens put on. I have a ton of respect for our soldiers and our vets. It's not a job I could do, but one that needs to be done, and they do it for our safety. I have two people in my life who are soldiers, and over the years, I've seen them have to miss Christmases, disappear for a few days at a time, and have to spend significant chunks of time away from their girlfriends, wives, and kids. Being a soldier is a tremendous commitment, not only physically, mentally, and emotionally, but also from a family perspective. So, for all the military employees out there, both past and present, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything you have done, are doing, and will continue to do for this great country. Without you and all of your work, who knows where we'd be and where we'd be going. This country is free because of the work that has been done and is being continued to be done for this country, and that is an incredible thing. As always though, before we go over the bulk of the game, let's kick things off with lineup changes. We'll start in goal, where after a strong start on Monday night, Anders Nilsson finally was rewarded for that great play by getting another start in this one. I complained a few games ago about DJ Smith taking Anders Nilsson out after a strong start, and seeing him leave him in after a strong start is really nice to see because it goes hand in hand with the work hard, you get to play. And in this one, he got to play, and that is incredible news. Maybe he's starting to come along. On the blue line, nothing changed, and barring injuries, I don't expect things to change anytime soon. I expect this to be the plan going forward, at least until Wolanin returns. Up front though, thanks to some injuries, the Sens made a number of changes. Colin White and Artem Anisimov both found their way to IR, with White expected to miss 3 to 5 weeks, and Anisimov expected to miss 1 to 2. Losing Colin White is a big blow for the Sens, but it sounds like this isn't a new issue, so maybe it's good news that he's finally out of the lineup. Now he can get himself healthy and come back and look more like the player last season and less like the player that struggled in the early part of this season. With White and Anisimov out, the Sens needed 2 centers to fill out their lineup and called up JC Beaudoin for his first NHL game, as well as Logan Brown. They both came right into the lineup, with Brown immediately inserted onto the top line with Brady Tkachuk and Anthony Duclair. This is a big test for the big center, especially with White out of the lineup for about a month. Brown really has a chance to force his way onto this lineup full time with a real strong stretch. He had a pretty solid start to the season in Belleville, but I know the Sens weren't necessarily looking to call him up. Their hand was more or less forced by injuries, but now that he's up, he has a chance to stick around, so let's see what he can do. In the early going, the young blood seemed to help the Sens as they took advantage of a tired Wings team and dominated play. Despite the Wings leading the shot count early, on the whole, I thought the Sens were actually the better team, and finally, they were rewarded for their effort. Bobby Ryan's wraparound attempt rolls off his stick, lands perfectly on the stick of Chris Tierney, he casually puts the puck in the open goal, and the Sens take a 1-0 lead. Great job by Tierney to drive to the net, and good job by Ryan to put the puck to the goal, but let's be honest, this goal was a little bit lucky. First, that the puck would just roll off Bobby Ryan's stick and land perfectly on Tierney's, and second, that the Wings wouldn't even bother covering anybody in front of their own net. This goal was a welcome change for Sens fans who are way more used to those kinds of goals going in Ottawa's net. Both teams have some excellent chances the rest of the way, neither can find the back of the net as the goalies stand tall, and we head to the second period with the Sens in front 1-0. But after a real solid first period, the Sens come out in the second and do what the Sens do best, stink it up. Chabot can't get the puck out on his backhand, Delarose gets it and sends it behind the net to Abdelkader. He one-times a pass in front to Helm, who one-times won by Nilsson, and 45 seconds into period 2, we're tied at 1. Another slow start to the period. It's just guys not being locked in. Chabot with a terrible clearing attempt, Zaitsev loses his guy behind the net, then Tkachuk loses his guy in the slot. It just can't happen, especially after how well they played in the first period. That goal gave the Wings momentum, and they took advantage. As Hronek's shot was stopped, Bertuzzi picks up the rebound, he fires one into the empty net, and in a span of 1 minute and 30 seconds, the Wings score twice and take a 2-1 lead. Rebound control has to be better on this goal. But this goal all started because of a terrible giveaway by Tyler Ennis, and it cost the Sens the goal. The good news though, when Ennis got back to the bench, he got absolutely chewed out by DJ Smith, which is nice to see because it shows accountability. Ennis isn't a young guy. He should know better, and he can't be doing this because he's supposed to be leading the younger guys by example. Good on DJ Smith to not only send a message to Ennis, but to the whole team. That goal seemed to light a little spark under the Sens though, as Boro jumped into the rush and raced down the wing. Paul hit him with a pass, Boro fired a wrister from the top of the circles over the glove of Bernier, and just like that, the Sens are back into a tie. What a rare play by Boro, and what a great shot. But honestly, Bernier's gotta have that, and somebody's gotta cover Boro. Oh well, as a Sens fan, I'll take it. And with that goal, the Sens regain momentum, and a few minutes later, the lead as well. Pajot and Nemestikov race in 2-on-1. Pajot looks off Nemestikov and fires a wrister into the same spot of the net as Boro, giving the Sens a 3-2 lead. Pajot! 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 What a nostalgic goal! It's almost a mirror image of the chicken parm game. Pajot scored his 4th goal of the game that night in double overtime of Game 2 of the 2017 Stanley Cup playoffs against the New York Rangers to give the Sens a 6-5 win. In the interest of copyright, I can't show a side-by-side of those goals, but they were so very similar. I just rewatched the goal and oh baby, it still gets me fired up. What a fun time to be a Sens fan. I can't wait till they one day get back there again. Then late in the period, Chabot and Duclair team up for a goal that looks very similar to a Carlson-Broussard goal from those same playoffs. But that goal came in Game 2 of Round 1 of those playoffs, and arguably saved the Sens season. Chabot lugs the puck across the ice and carries a bunch of defenders with him, then sends the puck across the ice to Duclair, who's got a wide open net, he puts it in the net, and the Sens lead 4-2. The Carlson goal was way nicer, but this one still had many similarities. And speaking of Carlson and Chabot, last year I joked, Carlson who? And now I'm actually there. Carlson who? We honestly have the second coming of EK65. The skill is outrageous, the turnovers are aplenty, and the defensive zone is an adventure. They're mirror images of each other who shoot backwards. The Sens are now rolling, and we head to the third period with Ottawa in front 4-2. Both teams have a ton of third period chances, but nobody can hit Twine until Duclair hits the empty net to give the Sens a 5-2 win. A little too freewheeling in the third, but they got the job done, so I'll take it. I really did love the effort of most of the Sens. I thought they were real solid. As always though, let's get into good news, bad news. Ottawa's penalty killing was unbelievable, and that is the good news. They were aggressive, made it very difficult on the wings, and scored shorthanded. I was really impressed. Detroit's power play isn't great, but Ottawa's penalty killing made them look worse than Ottawa's league worst power play. I was really pleased with Ottawa's penalty killing. It was a big reason why they won the game, and that is the good news. Now, for the bad news. Guy Boucher stunted the chances of some of Ottawa's younger players, and that is the bad news. I thought one of the best players on the ice for the Sens was Nick Paul. He was never really given a chance by Boucher, and he struggled. DJ Smith, on the other hand, allowed him to play and allowed him to flourish. That line with Pajot and Paul I thought was terrific. I know it's only one game, but it was a really positive one. Paul never really got a fair chance until now, and that is the bad news. Next up, the Sens welcome the New York Islanders to the Canadian Tire Centre on Friday night. The Isles come into the contest winners of 5 straight, but are on the back half of a back-to-back. So that gives the Sens a chance. But the 0-3 record against the Isles last season is not encouraging. That'll do it for this video. Hit like if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share it with your friends, and today's question is, who did you think was Ottawa's best player? Let me know down below, and until next time, we'll see you Friday night when the Sens take on the New York Islanders.